And when Santa squeezes his fat white ass down that chimney tonight, he's gonna find the jolliest bunch of assholes this side of the Nuthouse.
I feel like with an opening like that, we should be dropping some bars right now.
I was about to, man. I was about to.
had a little fun with that one. So, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the BeerDad and Brewed podcast. As always, I am your host, the BeerDad himself, Justin Allen, and I am joined by my co-host, Brandon. What's up, buddy?
Hey, man. How's it going? Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah to everybody out there and all the other great holidays.
Absolutely. And the day that we're recording on just so happens to be Festivus. So happy Festivus to the rest of us.
That's right.
Put up a post on social medias today that, enjoy Festivus and allow everybody to air their grievances. And my grievance that I aired for at least that post, I have many, was that Carl Strauss did not make the peanut butter cup porter this year for the holiday. So I was pretty ticked off about that. So Carl, Mr. Strauss, boo to you.
Pretty good grievance, man. Pretty fair grievance. That's pretty much unacceptable.
That's right. Very unacceptable. So, but yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and all the rest to all of our listeners all over the world. We appreciate you checking in with us on all our episodes and interacting with us on the social medias, the interwebs. So Merry Christmas and Hoppy Holidays to everybody.
That's right. Hoppy Holidays. Man, it's been crazy, man. Like, there's been a lot of great episodes this year, some of which I've been fortunate enough to be a part of. But, whether I'm participating in the podcast or listening, I think this year has definitely been, just, I don't want to say the best. I'm reluctant to say the best because they're all good, man. But like, you've had some bangers this year. Like,
you're doing a lot, man.
Yeah.
And going a lot of places, doing stuff and making things happen and meeting a lot of really cool people. And, we're wearing some hats here from our new, we're going to call them family, but Noble Ale Works out in Anaheim, California. We've done 2 episodes with them. And I figured that would be a good way to start the show with a little pregame because it's our Christmas episode. And so, there's a little bit of a list that Santa goes by. And on that list, you're either nice or you're naughty. And so I think that we should pregame with a little naughty sauce from Noble Ale Works, Anaheim, California.
I'm right there with you, brother.
Yeah.
I'm definitely on the naughty list this year. So
that's right. I think so. Especially after I brought home a case of beer after going to Noble Ale Works, and my wife's like, "Your beer fridge is full."
Gosh, man, Noble was so generous. The Craft Lounge is always going to be the home and the heart of BeerDad and Brewed podcast, of course. But Noble Ale Works is quickly becoming kind of like that home away from home. The second home.
That's right.
Just really, really nice people over there that brew really nice and great beer. Shout out to them.
And this being one of them, naughty sauce. So here we go. Got some naughty sauce, some Noble Ale Works glassware.
Beautiful. I'm excited about my glass that I'm pouring in. It's not Noble Ale Works, but it's one that I like. You might like it as well. From Moe's Tavern at Universal Studios.
Oh,
Hollywood.
Nice.
Yeah.
You
go to Moe's Tavern and you can pay like an extra couple bucks and you get the glass that you can take home. But then, you got to carry that sucker for the rest of the day. But, luckily, I was there with my lady and she put it in her purse.
There you go.
Yeah. So I was able
like
to
that.
get home. But yeah, says drink up chumps on there. It's one of my favorite glasses. Cheers to you, brother. Happy holidays.
Cheers.
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
holidays. There you go. All right. And for those of you that eventually will see this, we are doing something a little different. Brandon and I actually aren't together here because it is the holidays, and most of us have a million plans, especially when you're married to the beer wife. You got all sorts of stuff going on during the holidays, so we weren't able to link up to do this in person. But we are recording here from Idlewild, California, up at our Christmas cabin. And Brandon, where are you at?
I'm in the Gore Hills. That's my hometown. That's where my parents live. That currently, it's where I grew up. So yeah, it's good to be back home for the holidays. Spend some time. Looking forward to just kind of unwinding a little bit, enjoying some good beers, and good beers, good food, good family, kicking back.
That's what it's all about.
For sure.
Discussing earlier, you kind of get to celebrate two holidays. So you get to celebrate Hanukkah as well as Christmas. So that's pretty awesome.
My mom, my mom grew up Mormon.
Yeah.
She doesn't currently practice Mormonism, but she grew up celebrating Christmas, and it was always really important to her.
Right.
And my dad grew up Jewish. He's a little bit less religious, but he wanted to kind of teach me like the Jewish tradition. So yeah, I'm lucky. I grew up kind of like getting to celebrate both, but also like learning about both cultures and traditions and both of the beautiful holidays. And
like instead of one day of Christmas, you have 8 crazy nights.
8 crazy nights, as the man himself, Adam, said it.
That's right. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, we're having some naughty sauce to pregame here.
It's damn good,
that
man.
was a good way to pregame the Christmas episode.
Yeah, the first time I tried this beer, it was the first beer that I had when we went to Noble, and I had it on nitro. And obviously, golden milk stout, that's absolutely the type of beer that you want to have on nitro. It's the perfect style for nitro.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But I gotta say, like, I love it in the can, man. Like, it's really good. Like, there's just having that crisp element of like coming out of the can and not having that nitrogenated, smooth, silky quality. Like, don't get me wrong, it's nice on nitro, but like, I don't know, man. I think I kind of prefer the canned version.
Right. It's oh man, I feel like we talked about it on our last episode. If you don't count the bonus episode that I snuck in on everybody, with Jimmy, they kind of tweaked the recipe a little bit. And I really like it, and it tastes really good in this can, and really good ice cold. I've got it in a cooler. It's like 20 degrees up here, so it's sitting in the garage in a cooler, which happens to be like a poor man's Yeti. I think it's called the hell's that thing called? A Vibe cooler. It's made by a kayak company. But man, that keeps them things like the ice that I put in there 4 days ago. It's still solid ice in there. It hasn't even melted yet. So this is ice cold. It's really good.
It's doing its job. Hey, I gotta ask you, give me a little recap of Victory at Sea Day, because I know you're over there, man. I'm so bummed out that I wasn't there with you. It looked like a really fun time.
It was cool. We had a good time. Obviously, the main reason why I went there wasn't really to record a podcast. That's why it's kind of like a bonus episode. But we were there to celebrate my good friend Chris for his birthday. We all me and my brother will all have birthdays in December, and that's something that he likes to do every year, is go to Victory at Sea Day. And definitely, they've done it a lot more than I have. It's died down quite a bit over the years as far as numbers go, and then the offerings, not as crazy as it used to be in terms of all the different variants. I want to say there was like 10 or 12 different Victory at Seas. And I had like on the bonus episode, I had 4, but on I think I had another additional like 2 or 3 after that. And for me, I really like the salted caramel and the maple bourbon variants. Those are really, really good. It's a lot of fun. All the beer tenders and waitresses from the restaurant are all dressed like pirates, and got the pirate theme. They give you when you sign in, they give you tokens or gold doubloons, the little pirate doubloons.
Oh, that's awesome!
So that you can go get your beer and a couple trinkets and stuff like that. And then I got a 4-pack of, I think, Victory at Sea. I can't remember what it was that they gave me, but they got a can of that for you too.
Oh,
so
it's kind of you.
Yeah, it was good.
I've had one variation of Victory at Sea. I can't remember what it was. I had it at the Anaheim, downtown Disney location. And I remember loving it. Like it was one of my favorite beers that I had over there. So yeah,
Yeah.
for folks that don't know, Victory at Sea Day is an event at Ballast Point Brewing in Southern California. They have various locations throughout Southern California.
Yeah.
Does every year. Is it an anniversary thing?
Yeah, it's not really an anniversary thing. I think it's just something that they set up um to celebrate the darkest day of the year. So they kind of came up with that. And Victory at Sea is one of their most popular beers that they make, and they said, let's barrel age these and do all these different variants so that we can have them every year at this like festival that we'll do. And
Awesome. Hell yeah.
it used to be really, really like huge, like elbow to elbow in that place. And now I think, not that it wasn't crowded. I don't want to downplay it at all. I think they did pretty well. But I just think that the Miramar location is so large, and with all the other locations that are open now, it's dispersed the crowds a little bit. So, because, you got Long Beach, you got downtown Disney, you got the old Homebrew Mart down in San Diego. So they got, multiple locations people can go to now instead of just the one. So that kind of helps. And it was good for us. I mean, we were able to find a nice spot to set up for our large group. I could set up my podcast equipment stuff. It was outside way in the back. If we got there earlier, might have gotten a better spot. Cause I don't know if you've been to the Miramar location, but there's some really dope spots on the inside. They have like wraparound couches and ottomans and stuff like that.
That's awesome. No, I've been to the downtown Disney location, but yeah, man, I'm stoked to hear the podcast because the videos you took and what you said, it sounds like it was a great time. Definitely got to go next year.
Yeah, it was definitely worthwhile. So we'll check it out. Maybe we'll take Jimmy's advice and go to the Long Beach one.
Yeah, hell yeah,
go with him. Yeah, we'll have to be his chauffeur. Apparently, Victory at Sea is the darkest day of the year for Mr. Jimmy Getz.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it sounds like we'd be treated pretty well at the Long Beach location. So yeah. That sounds like the location for next year for sure.
Absolutely. I don't know if it's coming across on my mind, but if you can hear what sounds like 40,000 elephants stomping above my head, that's my children upstairs because I'm in the basement here in the cabin. I'm like, what is going on up there? Part of me wants to like check on them, make sure everything's okay. But I know it's 2 toddlers, so you know how that goes.
Yeah, of course. Well, I can't hear it on my side, but maybe when I go back to kind of put the episode together, I'll hear some crazy like boom, boom, boom. But hey, it'll make the podcast more fun.
Adds to the ambiance. I mean, I am the beer dad, so can't be a beer dad without kids, I suppose.
Hey, maybe we can maybe we can just say that it's Santa landing on the roof. He's coming to give you his present. He's got like a whole big sack full of beer that he's going to throw down and deliver for you. And,
That's awesome. It is Christmas. And so those types of things could be going on right now. Got to get ready to start tracking Santa on the old NORAD, see where he's at, delivering presents all around the world. I know my kids are jacked. They're excited. It's one of those things where it's like me and you on a special release beer day. We're all excited and stoked for that morning to come. And meanwhile, I got Hunter upstairs. He's just like ripping it up, man. He's just like, Dad, Santa's coming. Look at all these presents that are already here, and Santa's going to bring more. And it's like, well, how do you know, buddy? You got to be good. You got to be on the good list, the nice list. He's like, I've been good. I was like, well, there's been a couple times I had to put you on timeout. And he's just like, he looks at me. He starts to think about it for a second. It's great. One thing about being a parent is you can always hold Santa against the children when they're misbehaving. And then whoever came up with the elf on the shelf, man, you got to be kidding me. That's perfect, because now I can not just use Santa to throw you under the bus. I got that elf watching you 24/7 until Christmas Eve.
It's genius, man. I wish for my mom's sake that they had the elf on the shelf when I was a younger guy, because God, man, I was so bad. I used to like break into the presents. Like I would tear little pieces. Like I would tear one little piece,
what he's
try to
been
figure out
doing.
what it is. And I would like reposition the present so you can't see the one piece.
Right.
Then I walk away like, damn, I can't tell what it was. I still
Yeah.
don't know. I gotta go back. And I like go back, like sneaking around like I was like little James Bond or something, tear another piece in there, be like, oh, I still can't tell. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So yeah, if
Yeah.
they'll
We had, my wife, she's, I don't want to call her a Christmas freak, but I'm going to call her a Christmas freak. So the beer wife, she's very prepared when it comes to Christmas, and she had a lot of the Christmas shopping, well and done by probably September. And so she started wrapping all the gifts minus the big guy, right? Because wait, we don't wrap big guys' gifts. He actually brings them. We'll go with that. But
right.
she'll get all our stuff wrapped, and all our family members and stuff, because we come up here to the cabin with family, so it's a lot of gifts. But she likes to get ahead of it, so it's not like closer to crunch time she's already done. And so all these gifts have been wrapped sitting in our living room at the house, and we had to move them to reposition them so we could get to some things that were behind them to get ready for the cabin. And as we did it one day, it's a couple weeks ago, we started finding a couple of the little packages had been opened. Like he knows exactly which ones are Cars toys and stuff like that, so he goes for those, and they're ripped open like sideways, so like he could see what was inside.
Smart guy.
And he puts them back. He's only 4.
Smart guy. Yeah, well, you got to tell him, hey, the elf was watching, and
That's right.
we got the elf's report. And
the elf
not looking too good for you, buddy.
Might have to take those open ones to somebody that's not so nosy.
Exactly. What's on their Christmas wish list this year? Like, what's like the hot item for the youngins?
Well, see, we'll start with my oldest, Kaylee. She's 14. All she wants now is clothes and makeup, and she's obsessed with Morgan Wallen. So tickets to go see him, which she's already seen.
Wow.
And that's kind of the grown-up-ness in her. Of course, she wants a brand new iPhone and all this other stuff that we're like, yeah, whatever. She might be getting one.
Oh,
I won't let her listen to this podcast.
Wow. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just older kids are into that kind of stuff. And then I got my 4-year-old Hunter. He's obsessed with cars, and so that's pretty much he's just gonna get a ton of cars. He hasn't really, like, when he went and saw Santa, Santa said, "What do you want?" He just said cars. So that's all he cares about right now. And then the little one, she wanted Little Mermaid toys, but she said she calls them Burbaid. So she told, when we saw Santa, she's like, "What do you want? What do you want for Christmas?" And she goes, "Burbaid toys." And the Santa kind of looked at me. I said, "Little Mermaid," and he, oh,
wow, he's good. The man's good.
So I'm sure they'll be happy on Christmas morning. So it'll be good. So
that's awesome.
What about you? What was your thing that you were hoping for this Christmas, either from the lady or your folks?
Gosh, man, it's a good question. The older I get, the more I just kind of want to, like, it's less about like the material items. Like, for me, a good Christmas, good holiday is just like having some good beer, some good conversations, and just spending time with like loved ones and slowing down, not worrying about work or like stresses of life. You know what I mean? Like just sharing a good beer or 2 or 3 with people that you love.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of right there in the same boat. You get older, you just kind of appreciate more of the relaxing part of Christmas. And, I love, and you'll hopefully experience this one day, the look on the kids' faces when they tear into their presents and they're super happy. And it could be something very simple. Like for my son, if he opens up a certain car that's like, one of the rare ones that he doesn't have, I mean, he will just go ballistic. And that right there, as a parent, it just, melts your heart, feels good. And that's what I like. So sometimes I get yelled at because I haven't opened any of my gifts because I'm just watching the kids, because as a child, and I don't want to knock my parents, but I never got to have the Christmases like my kids have had. And I've done that for a reason. I mean, is it spoiling them? Yeah, probably, but I still teach them the good values and stuff like that. But I just love it. I guess call me selfish. I just love to see my kids happy. And, Christmas has definitely put a smile on my face over the years. I didn't used to like Christmas as much when I was younger. I was that kind of young, stubborn guy that's like, bah humbug, Christmas, whatever. And then you have a family and it completely changes your attitude about things. And, that's what I like. And my wife gets irritated because she'll ask me, what do you want? And I'm just like, I don't know. You tell me. Typical dad things,
Yeah.
If I could have a brand new smoker or something like that, I'd probably be into that. I'm not like you, the material things. I'm like, something that I actually have use for.
Right.
Could go out and smoke a bunch of meat for the family.
Yeah, exactly.
Because while I'm doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Have a beer while you're doing it. But like, if you're smoking the meat, but like, yeah, that's for the family,
Yeah.
it's for you and the family to enjoy. It's not a selfish thing. It's it's for your people.
And I do know one of my gifts, my mother-in-law, she always hooks me up every year. She's awesome. I hit the jackpot with her. Her gift, we didn't bring up here because it was too damn big. It's already know what it is. It's already set up. It's in the backyard. I haven't been able to use it, but it's one of those Blackstone grills.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that because I'm like, man, I can make breakfast for the whole family and we don't have all these damn dishes and can make like pancakes and hash browns and eggs and all that stuff. And I'm like, while I'm drinking beer because I'm outside, you can have beer for breakfast, right?
Yeah, of course. You just got to have a Goja Busters.
Yes, Goza Busters. No,
yeah.
That's what Jimmy said is the perfect breakfast beer.
Right. Yeah, and I love the conviction that he spoke with. He spoke like a man who has been having some Goja Busters for breakfast for a couple of days in a row. You know what I mean?
He lives by that stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, how could you blame him? It's darn good stuff.
Right. Well, it's it's one of those things where Christmas is time for family, and the BeerDad and Brewed podcast has a large extended family. So I want to acknowledge a lot of our family members from the BeerDad and Brewed podcast who could not be there with us today. So the other Brandon Gray, he is currently working right now, so he's unable to jump on with us, and we'll miss him in his pug costume this year, definitely. But we love you, brother, and good luck. A lot of people don't know, but he's in the works of opening a brewery in Beaumont, so Cryptic Brewing is on its way. So good luck with that, brother. We wish you nothing but success in everything that you do.
Hell yeah, man.
So cheers to you. And then Jimmy Garcia, owner and proprietor of the Craft Lounge, our sponsors. We love you, brother. Keep doing what you're doing for the community there in Beaumont and the Inland Empire. We love and appreciate everything that you've done for us here at the BeerDad and Brewed podcast and continue to do for us. So I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Hoppy Holidays. This is now we got to go through the list. Of course, we can't forget Joshua Kunkel, the OG Brewed man, and I know you're with us in spirit every time we hit the record button of the BeerDad and Brewed podcast. So we definitely miss you, and cheers to you up in Valhalla.
Josh. Merry Christmas, Josh.
Every time I think of Josh and Christmas, I can't get him out of my head in his onesie outfit that did not fit.
I remember, because I remember that picture that you guys posted where he was doing that kind of like,
oh yeah,
what I'm talking about
the Jeff Goldblum pose,
right? Yeah, man, that was funny. And it's a beautiful, fun tradition that you get started, for the Christmas episode. I know it's a little different this year, but hey, we're still having fun, and next we're enjoying
the holidays, and we're going to be sipping on some Christmas beers that we have lined up here. You've got some, I've got some, so we're going to still make things happen. And then also something else that we're going to make happen that is part of the tradition of the Christmas episode that everybody looks forward to is while we are enjoying our Christmas beers in the background, we'll be playing Christmas Vacation of the National Lampoon's variety.
Gosh darn, I love this movie so much. It's the greatest Christmas movie. I'm just gonna say it.
It is. And you heard a little clip of it in our intro this year. Had to throw that in there because Clark Griswold, to any dad, is a hero and inspiration during Christmas time. And so I look to him. My wife always gives me a hard time when I get in my Clark Griswold mode during Christmas. she always says, yeah, you're definitely gonna have fun out there with those Christmas lights. And she let's wait because she can cue it up, and next thing you know, the mother F's and this and that are popping out there as I'm hanging Christmas lights. But I do it in good spirit because it's for the family.
Right, and then as Hunter gets older, he's gonna be like Rusty out there, handing you the lights and the staple gun, and bailing you out when you staple your thumb to the gutter, and
yep. And then the neighbors, can ask why the carpet's wet.
Yeah, man. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, man, she's so good.
Right. Well, why don't you get that movie queued up, and we'll have that on the background while we're chit-chatting and enjoying these Christmas beers.
Yes, sir. You got it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Brandon's going to be loading it up. Pay no attention to his password. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really? No, I'm just kidding.
Damn, you were able to get that, huh? All right. Let's get through these commercials here.
Got a little bit of a commercial there. Oh, there it is. Love it.
Hopefully the sound will come through okay.
I know the sound upstairs is coming through. I think my kids are burning the place down. I don't know what's going on up there. There it is. Let's see.
There we go.
Yep.
All right. What do you think? Should we crack a little something?
Yeah. Let's get into some Christmas stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and start here. Well, I mean, technically we already started with some naughty sauce, but I don't even know where I found this, to be honest. And I have a can of this for you, by the way, too.
Ooh.
This is a lot of people know it as Shiner, or the brewery as Shiner, but that's not the brewery. It's the Spotzel Brewery in Texas, which is a German style brewery. Shiner Bock is the famous Texas beer, but this is Shiner Holiday Cheer.
Ooh.
And what's interesting about it, it's an ale brewed with peaches and pecans. So,
ooh. Okay. I like that because that is that certainly qualifies as a holiday beer, but it's like not the route that most breweries would go. Most breweries would throw in, like the coriander, the cinnamon, the nutmeg, go for like the spice route, but these guys went for the fruit route, which yeah, it's a little bit of a different vibe. I dig it. All right, let's see what I got.
Mine for the sound creeps. Ooh, it smells amazing.
Speaking of cinnamon, nutmeg, cardamom, and clove, I got a beer called Krampus Belgian Winter Ale.
Krampus.
One of the latter ones. Yeah, it's from 818, a brewery that I brought on the show before. I'm an 818 head. This is a beer that they brew. They essentially take a Belgian style ale that they brew year round. They section off a little bit of it and they put some fun holiday spices into it, and they make their it's a winter warmer essentially. It's pretty good, man. I'll pour a little bit of it.
Okay. So on mine, holiday cheer, really the aroma, very, very peachy. So if you're not a peach fan, you might not like it. Well, I don't know what it tastes like yet, but when you smell it, it smells very peachy. The actual color itself, if you can see there in the light, kind of a very dark amber color. It's not quite that transparent, but I don't know. We'll see. It's a lighter beer. Let's see what the ABV is. 5.4%. So not too bad.
And remind me where Shiner is again? Where the brewery?
Texas.
Texas. Okay.
Yeah. They're in Shiner, Texas, and that's why hence the Shiner name.
Got it.
But Spotzel Brewery is the name of the brewery. I'm gonna go in on this and let's see what it's like. That is so cool. That is very interesting. By no means is it like something that I'm gonna drink every day. But for Christmas time, just something cool, and very peachy. Pecan, I think the pecan it's there, maybe on the back end, not as prevalent as the peach. But it's actually kind of sweet on the sweet side, more of a syrupy, like peach syrup. Carbonation's pretty decent. It's definitely something that you could enjoy in the holidays to get in the holiday spirit, but not bad.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good beer to kind of kick off the night with, as you work your way up. Mine's pretty good too, man. It's got that like spicy, bready, peppery vibe that you expect from a Belgian.
Yeah.
But with that holiday fun of, definitely get a lot of the nutmeg. Say the cinnamon is like more on the nose.
Yeah.
Cardamom, I don't really have like a reference for. I feel like I don't really know what's a taste for cardamom, but it's good.
Yeah, this is a good beer. This is a really good beer. It's totally different than what I was thinking it was going to taste like. I was thinking it was going to be more pecan forward with a slight, hint of peach, but they definitely went with some adjuncts there on the peach. But if you really like peach, you're gonna love this.
Now, is that something that's pretty easy to find in SoCal or like nationally, or you got to get it kind of regionally?
So Shiner Bock itself, I believe you can find in distribution here in Southern California. This is obviously a holiday cheer. I think it came in a can't remember if it was a 6-pack or a 12-pack. I want to say it was a 6-pack. But it was like a little square box. I saw it on the end cap somewhere, and I want to say Total Wine is where I found it.
Okay.
It was either Total Wine. No, it couldn't have been Bevmo because I haven't been to Bevmo in a long time. I just got burned too many times there. And Total Wine, you got to watch it too. But I'm very good about looking at the dates on cans and stuff, especially IPAs. When you pick up an IPA at Total Wine, you look on the date and, we're in December and the date says, December of 20. And you're like, oh, jeez. I'm pretty sure I'm going to pour this and it's going to be nothing but sediment in it. It's all at the bottom. Obviously this is, fresh stuff from distribution, but I'm glad I got it. I think people are going to like it. It kind of reminds me of peach cobbler. Because you got the kind of the back end on the pecan kind of gives you that crust flavor, and then obviously the peaches are very prevalent. And in the style, the L kind of a creaminess of the L, so a little bit of a peach cobbler flavor. So not bad.
Love it. I would definitely try it. Yeah, like I said, I just love that they went for like the fruity, cakey type of holiday vibe rather than like the spices. I feel like most breweries go for the spicy yeah,
they love the nutmegs at Christmas time. Because I'm actually looking at it right now. I'm looking at the one of the beers that I have here stacked in the middle, and literally the last ingredients listed is nutmeg. But yeah, I mean,
probably pairs pretty nicely with it, though. Our movie stopped. I'm gonna try and get it.
I see that. We were just about to cut down our Christmas tree. There he is, old Chevy Chase.
The man, the myth, the legend. There we go.
There they go. I feel like that's something I would do to my kids and wife. Be like, you know what? You can't just, trek out and grab the first tree you see. You gotta go beyond and go farther because you never know, the perfect tree might be out there. And I think that's what's in Chevy Chase's mind right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's just so fixated on having that perfect Christmas, But I feel like it's so relatable because we all are, right? And like that perfect Christmas,
Right.
the one you see in movies is not attainable. It's not about all the
See, the funny thing for me with Christmas trees is I'm not that extreme as far as Chevy Chase goes. It's an argument that I have with my wife every year about the Christmas tree. She has to have a real one, and I'm 100% okay with fake because the new ones. I mean, the one behind me is really nice that the cabin provided, but like the new ones are really beautiful. I mean, they look just like a noble fir, which is what she likes, and they're already pre-lit and they're really easy to put together. They fluff up really nice. They look real. Obviously, they don't smell real, but you can actually buy a fragrance if you want. But yeah, it's an argument that I guess until the day I die, I'm going to lose because happy wife, happy life. So, real
spoken like a smart man.
That's right.
But I'm with you, man. Like the fake trees, they almost look nicer, and they're easier to maintain.
You don't get needles all over the floor that you got to vacuum up, the sap on your fingers when you're trying to set it up.
Right.
It doesn't die. You don't have to drag it outside and, wait for the trash company to come take it. And, there's a lot going on, but, I get it. It's tradition. It's nostalgia for her. And, it is what it is. So the dude abides. Just go along with the flow.
The smart dude abides.
That's right. Yes. The neighbors. We were talking about the neighbors earlier. Julie alluded to this. And we're gonna put that Christmas tree.
Good, man, with the fucking sunglasses at night, like so.
She was like the Karen before Karen was a thing.
Yeah, definitely like some of that persona.
There he is, and it's chainsaw.
Where do you think you're gonna put a tree that big?
Bend over and I'll show you.
A lot of nerve talking to me like that. Talking to you.
Oh.
What a classic movie. The writers of this movie just knocked it out of the park.
So good, man.
For me, and that's why it's a part of the show, it's the quintessential Christmas movie. I know there's a lot, and we do tradition here at the cabin. We watch all the Christmas movies. Nice, get the fireplace going, hopefully snow outside. But this one is like, I brought this to my wife's family. They didn't watch it until they met me. And now it's like my mother-in-law is like, she calls it Cousin Eddie. We got to watch Cousin Eddie. So the only thing that I was not able to crack them on is Christmas Story. God. I like that one. I like that one too. But for some reason, my wife and my mother-in-law, they just don't like it. And so I'm like, that was a tradition for me because that was my grandma's favorite Christmas movie. So we watched that one every year, when I was a kid. But this one right here, I got this from the old man, my dad.
Yeah.
He's already watched it probably 12 times so far this season because I get Snapchats from him all the time. His favorite part of the movie is the dog Snots. So anytime the dog's like in a scene, he Snapchats me. And I've seen it probably like a good dozen times already so far. So he's already all over it.
I love it, man. Yeah. I mean, this movie is incredible for many reasons, but without Cousin Eddie, it doesn't, I feel like, reach that upper echelon because Cousin Eddie, there's so many characters in this movie that like embody like, family members, friends that we all have, but Cousin Eddie, everyone's got a Cousin Eddie.
Yep.
Like I have an uncle that's exactly like that. We all have that one family member. Yep. So it's just like I feel like as soon as he comes in the movie, that's like everyone's like, oh, I get, yeah, this is it. This is my family. So
I like that meme that someone made where it says, all these after all these years of thinking I'm just like Clark Griswold, I'm slowly starting to realize that I might be the cousin Eddie of the family.
Hey, speaking of Christmas Story, have you seen the new one that came out? Christmas
I
Story
have
Christmas?
not. I don't have what is it, HBO Max or whatever it's
Okay.
on. So
Yeah.
I really want to see it because obviously I like the original, so it'd be cool to check it out. So have you seen it?
I have. It's really worth it if you get the chance. I was blown away, man. I watched it like around Thanksgiving time.
Yeah.
Loved it. They did a great job of like paying tribute to the original without like pandering and just doing like a retread of all the like classic tropes.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like they very realistically portrayed where those characters would be like however many years, like I think it's like 20 or 30 years later.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's no more than that. It's got to be like 40 years later. But anyway, it's definitely worth a watch.
I like to check it out.
Check it out, yeah.
This is a good scene here. Talking about his Christmas bonus with his coworker, and the boss comes out and calls him by the wrong name and
Right.
tells him he's got to, I think, work on a project or something like that. And and then all the suits come by, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, and then he says a few colorful words about some of the other guys.
Also, so 90s, like to build a swimming pool, like that was the dream.
Oh yeah,
I want to build a swimming pool.
It was, I mean, for myself, growing up in the 90s, it's not like my parents were poor. Like I talked about Christmas before. It's not like I had horrible Christmases, but it's like, you usually get like one, substantial gift and maybe a couple trinkets in your stockings and you were good to go.
Yeah.
And I don't know the exact financial situation. I mean, we had a decent house in a decent neighborhood. But we couldn't afford a swimming pool. And it's something that I always wanted. And I would always be like, why can't we have a swimming pool? Not fully grasping the reality of like, even back then it was 30 grand for a swimming pool.
Yeah.
That's kind of the crazy part.
Right.
It's definitely a big dream as a parent to put in a pool in their backyard.
For sure. And as a kid, it's like such a social thing, like if you have that swimming pool, it's like, all right, I can have everybody over.
Yeah.
We can all, yeah, exactly. Like I'm the man on the block. I got the pool.
Right.
So yeah. I love that this movie like captured that, like in the 90s, like you're saying, that was such a thing,
Yeah. This is a great scene.
Oh man. It's so good.
I love those old the watching this definitely dates you. You got those old credit card machines,
Oh. Can't even see the line.
Yeah.
It's no line.
Oh my goodness.
Oh god, I got to turn
I was just smiling.
Smile.
Just browsing.
Blousing.
What? What happened? This wouldn't be any. Oh, wouldn't be the Christmas shopping season if the stores were any less hotter than they are.
Hooter, hotter.
It's warm in here.
When you have your color on.
Oh, do I? How did that happen?
It's a little nipply.
Nipply out. I mean nippy out. I'd say nipple. There is a nip in the air, though.
Can I take something out for you?
Something for my wife.
For my wife. God rest her soul.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, she's not dead. We're just divorced. She's history. And obviously she doesn't wear underwear. There are plenty of shopping that's left until adultery's adult. Which is to say Christmas as a Yule log. Not a log. I don't have a log, but I mean, just if I had a log, not in the sense that you think I said I did. Oh, good golly. 'Tis the season to be merry.
Well, that's my name.
Oh, shit.
No shit. There he is. There comes-
See Russ, no line.
Oh my god.
These are cut really hard. Yeah. I'm wearing something similar. See? You can't see the line.
Can't see the line, can you, Russ?
Well,
Oh my god. I feel like that is me right there because, being married for so long, if I happen to be, in the vicinity of a good looking woman as such, I probably act just like that if she started flirting with me. It would be pretty pathetic and embarrassing.
Who wouldn't, brother? Man,
Oh man. And then his son's right there.
what is her name? Crawford. Oh God, why am I blanking on the name?
The one that the one that he in the other movies he always sees in the car.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Christy Locklear or something like that.
It's like
Cindy Crawford.
Cindy Crawford. That's what it is. Yeah.
Oh man.
Every time, in that swimming pool scene, man, like I remember as a kid being like, all right, if you pause it, you might be able to see a little something, but oh, no luck.
You just get Cousin Eddie in a leopard print Speedo dance
That's all you
on the board. Go, Clark. It's such a stressful time. You got his parents, her parents, everybody showing up.
They all come at the same time.
I like the grandpa ends up in Russ's bed.
Right.
He looks up above him and there's all the lady posters up there. He's like all excited, all happy. What a great time. I like this. He's like, all right, I'm just gonna, all right.
I'm gonna go park the cars. Oh, here we go.
Yeah. This is me and Hunter.
Yeah.
So luckily for me right now, I do one strand that goes around the whole entire house. And I made it easy on myself. I put the hooks in that stay underneath the eaves. So it doesn't take me very long, but I still find a way to stub a toe, scratch my arm. What happened this year? I think I stepped wrong off the ladder or something. I don't know.
Oh shit.
Just any reason for me to cuss and yell because, I have to. I'm a dad. That's
right. Yeah. Tradition.
That's right. They're all tangled up in knots.
I like the way he smacks them with it too. Here you go.
Right. All right. I'm going to crack my next beer here.
Yeah. I'm with you. What do you got?
I'm excited for this one because it's something that you gifted to me. It's kind of a belated birthday present. But one of my favorite breweries, Enegren Brewing, going to have some Christmas Bock just because I can. And I'm excited. And look, you got one too. Christmas Bock times 2.
It's my last one. Saving it for a special occasion. Can't think of a better time. Have you tried this beer before?
Actually, no. I don't think I did.
Very excited for you to try it. This is the second year that they've brewed this beer. It's really good, man. It's like an amber lager with like a little bit of holiday fun. Yeah. See what you think. And the ABV is like really kind of surprising on this. 7.2.
That's what I was just looking at. I was like, it's a lager, right? It's the Bock.
Yeah.
7.2.
Yeah. That's higher than you'd think. All right, let's get into it.
Yeah. That was a good one.
All right, here you go, Sound Creeps. One more for 2022. Oh. And I'm putting mine in my KBC Lager House. Shout out KBC Lager House. We got these dimple mugs in Oktoberfest.
That's right.
We went over there and They very graciously hosted us over there. That was a fun episode.
Now this looks nice. Looks really nice.
Beautiful color.
Yeah.
Cheers, brother.
Nice head on there. Cheers.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Oh man. I have not had a beer from Enegren I don't like. And that's no different. This is so good.
Doesn't exist. Doesn't exist.
Yeah. Wow. That's really, really good.
Yeah.
Kind of up my kind of what's been tasting good to me these days, those darker lagers, and so much character behind this, the body behind it. Pours a really, really nice thick kind of cream taupe colored head. And then, like you said, like more like an amber lager color, really rich, beautiful color on it, good carbonation. The flavor on this is unreal. It's like drinking a lager on steroids is the best way to put it. So
Yeah, it's like
fine job.
Yeah, it's got like this sweet caramely vibe to it, which kind of goes in line with that amber quality that we're talking about. But it's not quite an amber, it's not quite a lager, it's not quite a bock. It's weird. It's like in between all three of those styles. Yeah, it's a strange beer, man, but strange in a good way.
That's good stuff. Really good stuff. I like the can too.
Yeah, very festive.
Christmas punk. I have to take an old photo for the Instagram right here with the Christmas tree. Yeah, see, look, you guys got behind the scenes footage here.
It's be a good one for the trades next year.
Yeah,
it's a highly coveted local beer, I would say.
Wow. That's why every time I drink an Enegren beer, I only had like a couple sips here. It's crazy. I don't know. I'm blown away. I mean, they do such a good job at just about everything that they brew, and you can definitely tell a lot of passion goes behind everything that they brew there. Great family owned and operated brewery in Moore Park. Highly recommended if anybody's have not been and you're in Southern California and you're in the Los Angeles area. It's worth the trip out to the valley, as they would say. That's still considered the valley, right?
I wouldn't say it's considered the valley, but it's pretty close to the valley. It's technically in Ventura County.
Is that still Ventura
so
County all the way out there?
Yeah, Moore Park is considered Ventura County.
Wow.
It's definitely close to the border, but
look for the big smiley face.
Yeah, exactly. When you're pulling through, that's Simi. Yeah, when you see the smiley face is Simi Valley, which is the town bordering Moore Park.
Yeah,
Moore Park is a beautiful little town. The location that Enegren is located, it's in this place called the Alley, which is this little confluence of businesses, of restaurants and wineries and Enegren, the brewery. Little cool fact for you, Justin. I just found this out a couple days ago. Chris Enegren just became the mayor of Moore Park.
No shit.
Like legit the mayor of Moore Park. Yeah, they it's funny because like a few months ago I had seen them posting about Chris and them like saying like Chris Enegren, blah blah blah, the future mayor of Moore Park, California. I thought they're just kind of joking around, like, hey, Chris might run one day, or something. He's been such a big member of the Moore Park community. I didn't think it was like a serious comment, but like legit, he was running for mayor of Moore Park when they posted that comment, and then I saw that Enegren posted a couple days ago that like he became the mayor of Moore Park like about a week ago. So shout out to Chris. My man is brewing beer and wheeling and dealing out in Moore Park, California.
Cheers.
to him.
Cheers to the mayor of Moorpark
Yeah.
and Brewing.
Yes, sir.
I want to give some more cheers out to some of our extended BeerDad and Brewed podcast family members. So Jose Orozco, cheers, buddy. I know you're doing family stuff and couldn't quite link up. You've been a very busy man. Of course, you did spend a lot of travel. He's back flying on the Whirly Bird, saving lives, and so he's been out of town doing a lot of training and stuff like that. So, but shout out to our brother Jose and Johnny Corcoran. Cheers, buddy, because I know that you are wow, you're back in Minnesota and it's like -8 degrees where you're at. So cheers to you, buddy. I hope you have a beer to warm you up, Mr. Johnny C. Thanks for being a part of the BeerDad and Brewed podcast. Heather, cheers to Heather, our good friend Heather. She's out in the Nashville area. I hope you're enjoying your move out there. Very jealous that you made it out of Cali and you're living the dream out there. You got some snow on the ground and getting ready for your first big winter out there in the Nashville area. And I'm being infiltrated by children. So, yeah, my 2 toddlers just showed up down here.
The beer kids.
Yeah, the beer kids. They probably got thirsty. They're like, Dad's drinking all the good stuff. So, right?
he got that 1 can of Enegren.
They heard it crack. Right? They're like, what was that? So, but yeah, shout out to Heather. Oh, hey. What are you doing? Oh, okay. All right. We'll go back upstairs and watch your Christmas movies.
And I gotta say, like, as a fan of the show, Jose and Johnny were like 2 of my favorite characters that would pop up from time to time. Jose, I never met the guy, but I know he's a good friend of yours, good friend of Josh's.
Yeah.
Definitely like that one friend that seems like he's not afraid to say anything.
No.
He's got kind of the balls to say whatever. He's got no filter.
That's exactly how you describe him. He's got no filter at all.
No filter.
And sometimes you have to kind of pre-alert people before they meet him and just say, listen, I apologize in advance because even if you think you're not easily offended, you're going to be offended. And I apologize in advance for that, but don't take offense to that.
Right.
That's just the way he is. And I love him. He's my brother. But yeah, he comes up with the most wild shit sometimes.
Yeah, he had some hot takes on the podcast, but like, no, I appreciate. I just as a listener, like, I appreciate Jose. I just feel like he's got some cojones. He's willing to say some. He's willing to say some shit that other people might not say, for better or worse. So
yeah,
shout out Jose. I've never met you before, but shout out to you, brother. And yeah, Johnny, man, like such a character. Every time you show up, like he's that recurring character on your favorite TV show that you're like, man, I hope that guy's in that episode because or when you see that guy's gonna be in that episode, you're like, oh, I know it's gonna be a good episode, like.
You can always rely on him to say something that's just going to get you to get that deep belly laugh.
Right. Yeah. He's got that voice that is just so like
he does
engaging. You know what I mean? Like you just you're like, oh, this guy is a character. Like
he sounds like he smoked 12 packs of cigarettes.
Yeah.
About a fifth of whiskey.
Right.
He's on there and he's like, y'all want some moonshine?
Yeah. Yeah,
he'd be a good radio DJ, I think.
Totally. I love that story of when you guys went to the beer festival. I forget which one it was, but you came back, you did a podcast show, and you guys were talking about how at the festival he went up to I think it was the mead station.
Oh, he was bringing all the people over for the mead.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Yo, what the fuck is mead?"
He had no idea. He was like, "You got to come over here and try this mead. The mead's the best. That's what I hear." And all of a sudden, there's this long line of people that want mead, and we sold out of the mead. And then we go back to Josh's house to record this podcast, and we're talking about props and hops, and that was the festival that we were at.
Oh, okay.
And just blindly, like probably an hour into the show, he goes, "Hey, I got a question. What the fuck is mead?" And we just lost it because we're like, the whole time you're getting people to drink it, you're drinking it yourself, and you're like, what is it?
He goes from the biggest salesman to not even knowing what the fuck it is.
Right? Exactly. Yeah, that was
Love it. I love it.
Oh, Johnny C. Good stuff. Let's see who else.
And I want another shout out to Christopher Martin, man.
Oh yeah,
that dude
the Christopher Martin.
The Christopher Martin. You know, I obviously I don't know the guy personally, but just again as a fan of the show, I really think that he speaks very eloquently about beer, and I think he brings an interesting perspective to the show because he's worked for Stone, right?
Yeah.
So he brings this kind of like industry perspective, having worked for like such a big brewery.
Yeah.
I really appreciate, but yeah, he's got some really interesting takes. I think he's been like a great contributor to the show.
I'm gonna miss him this year showing up in his skibbies like he did last year for the Christmas episode.
Man, next year, man, we got to do like a full blowout with all the homies from the show.
Pug costumes, skibbies. Yeah. I mean, I got my jammies on. I got the.
Me too, brother. I'm full.
There you go.
I don't know how much I should show. Yeah. Okay. My onesie here has got like a little butt flap. Don't worry. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be okay.
Yes. Yes. Well, you have to have a butt flap just in case.
Just in
Although
case.
I feel like
you never know.
I don't know. I feel like they should do a butt flap and a front flap. That would make more sense.
Yeah, the front flap is definitely lacking on this one. It seems like it's lacking in general on the onesies. Yeah, you need a dick flap, man. Like all respect to the women. Like I get it, not everybody's got a dick, but for those that do, you need a little extra. Yeah, because you got to do because we're relegated to doing the belly button. You got to utilize the belly button button, right? Okay. To like yank it down and do. It's a whole thing. It's not terrible. Look, worse things have happened to me in life, but it's not the most convenient thing in the world.
Nothing worse when you got to go so bad and you got to deal with that.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
It's funny.
Hey, also shout out to Christian Mungia.
Christian.
Forgive me, Christian, if I'm getting your last name wrong, but really enjoyed having Christian on the Stout Season podcast this year.
Absolutely.
The man is a poet when it comes to speaking about stouts. Probably beer in general, but I know he's got an affinity for stouts. Really enjoyed having him on that show, man. He has some beautiful things to say. Brandon Gray, thank you for bringing him on the show and introducing him to the BeerDad and Brewed community. Christian, shout out to you, man. Cheers.
There's definitely a nice addition to the Stout Season episode. Just having somebody that is, truly passionate about stouts. That's his wheelhouse, and the bigger the ABV, the better in his case. And I mean, he's a fine, kind of goes hand in hand. He's a whiskey connoisseur as well.
Oh, really?
Connoisseur, yeah. So kind of goes hand in hand with those barrel aged beers, but and very knowledgeable about the different barrels and stuff like that. So it was definitely a nice treat to have. So if you haven't listened to the Stout Season episode, check it out.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. We were over at the Craft Lounge. Shout out the Craft Lounge, sponsor of the BeerDad and Brewed podcast. One of the best places to pick up some amazing craft beer that I've ever been to.
Truly is, man. For us here in the Inland Empire, it doesn't get much better than the Craft Lounge in Beaumont, California. I mean, Jimmy really has procured some of the finest craft beverages from all over Southern California, the country, the world. Because prior to the craft lounge being open, there wasn't really anything in the area, and definitely become a huge part of that community. Just recently, they have a float in the Christmas parade and stuff like
Really?
that, and big
Oh,
part of the
shit.
community events, like the Cherry Festival, the Oktoberfest, stuff like that. So Kunkel Fest, right? Obviously another one. But yeah, Jimmy's done a lot for the community there. So cheers to him and Jason, the other owner, and everybody that works there, Nico and Brandon. Definitely appreciate you guys.
For sure. Shout out, man. Yeah, I when we did the stout season episode, obviously that was my first time over there, and yeah, I was blown away. Like, I've been to so many bottle shops. I have bottle shops in my area, but what Jimmy's got going on over there is really special, because it's not just like the curation of the beer, which is great,
Right.
both on tap and in can and in bottle. But I also got the feeling that everybody there that worked there really loves beer, knows beer, cares about beer, is just a beer geek. And
Right.
I love that, man, because I feel like the spots I have around here, they're good, but like they cater to other audiences, like they have a little bit of a wine selection, they have a little bit of a whiskey, they have a little bit of a tequila.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Jimmy and his crew, like, they really care just about beer. I mean, maybe they have appreciation for other alcohols too, but it's like,
Yeah.
I know when I'm going there, like, you're getting the best of the best of beer.
And you can always rely on, whoever's there, Jimmy, Brandon, or Nico. If you walk in and you're like one of those types of people that you don't really know what you want, right? And they'll set you up straight. Well, what do you like? What are your preferences? What's this? What's that? And pick your head. And then if you have a beer you don't like, they're not going to make you pay for it. They'll find you something, and doesn't take them very long. It's especially with Jimmy. Then Jimmy knows me very well. He knows my taste. He likes to give me a hard time about the fruited sours, but he also knows, I like my dark lagers and stuff like that. So, whenever he gets something in, he'll be like, "Oh, I got something for you," and like he knows, what exactly it is that I like. And a lot of times when we do shows with him, I'll say, "What do you want on the show? The, feature that you're carrying at the shop." And he always lines up some really good lineups and stuff like that. So the man knows his beer.
I love that, man. Yeah, he's been a great, beautiful partner for the show. And also, I just really appreciate hearing Jimmy on the podcast, Like, he's always got some really cool, like, perspective to bring, not only as a beer lover and connoisseur and, basically Cicerone himself, but as a business owner, it's always like interesting to hear his perspective on different topics. So yeah, I really appreciated all that on all the different episodes that he's been on.
Absolutely. Clark just got his lights lit up finally. Everybody's seen him after he was having so much trouble. It was just the damn switch in the garage.
It's all a dad could want around Christmas, to be able to put on a decent light show for his family and deliver on the presents, I'm sure.
And we are about to meet for the very first time, I believe, a certain individual who needs no introduction.
Are you serious, Claw?
Oh boy.
Man. Hey, did you ever see the Christmas I think it's called Christmas Vacation 2, Christmas Island, something like that, which is like
it's just Cousin Eddie.
Yeah, I never watched it, and I heard like nothing but bad things, but I really want to watch.
Shit. I think I saw it once. I think it was on Fox, like a long time ago, like back when like I had antennas to watch Fox.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell you if I remember if it was good or not. Probably terrible, because it was like one of those direct to video type things. It was never in the
right. What a shame, man. Like,
and Cousin Eddie's great, and I think Randy Quaid's a good actor for for his certain roles. But to carry a whole movie as that character, I think it's a bit of a stretch, And I love the character, one of my favorite characters of the movie. But hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes of just Cousin Eddie, that's a lot. I think he does good as like a that third, fourth kind of character in a movie.
yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head, man. That's probably exactly what it was. Because in theory, you're like, oh yeah, I just want more Cousin Eddie. Like that's my favorite character. But then at the end of the day, it takes away what's special about him when he becomes the main character, right? He's that supporting character that just peppers in that amazing commentary. Here, let me turn up a little bit.
Never seen a set on a dog like this one, Scott Clark.
Okay.
You petting Clark on the belly, and he'll love you till the day you die.
Oh, geez.
I really shouldn't. My hands are all chapped.
We were gonna call, but Eddie wanted to make it a surprise.
Yeah. You surprised?
I said, if I woke up tomorrow with my head sewn to the carpet, I wouldn't be more surprised than I am right now.
We have plenty of room. Plenty of towels, plenty of everything.
He goes for the kiss.
Kissing cousins.
Yeah.
Plenty of room.
Yeah.
All right, Ed. Well, Catherine and I we're pretty comfy in there. But maybe you folks wouldn't mind after shacking up with you after that long drive. Use a little private time. Why don't you wrap the kids' things and don't forget the rubber sheets.
Wow.
Audrey.
Christmas isn't Christmas without a visit from Cousin Eddie.
Yeah, man. I have an Uncle Fred. So he's not a cousin, he's an uncle. But yeah, I have an Uncle Fred. He's out in Arizona. And very similar.
Yeah.
Cousin Eddie. Just saying the inappropriate stuff and just such a hillbilly, I hate using that derogatory term.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's this is a good one too.
Oh, geez. Look at that tunic thing he's got on.
Yeah. Some weird V-neck.
Tree water ain't gonna hurt him. Before we left, he drank a half a quart of Pim's oil. When he lifted his legs the next morning. Oh.
If he drinks the water out of there, the tree's going to dry up. Come on, out of there.
It's not. Out. You get out of there. Come get in the kitchen now. In the kitchen there, get you something to eat. Come on.
Shout out to your old man. He would have liked that.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a little bit of Mississippi leg hound in him.
Oh.
Who catches him right, he'll grab your leg and just go to town. Proud if you wear his short pants, if you know what I mean. Word of warning though, if he does lay into you, it's best to just let him finish.
Oh, geez. Just let him finish.
A little Mississippi leg hound in him.
Yeah, I'm excited about it too. It's a crying shame the older kids couldn't make it.
Jeez. Sucking down the eggnog like
Yeah.
the hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the daughter in the clinic getting cured off the wild turkey. And the older boy, bless his soul, is preparing for his career.
Olive?
Carnival.
Brown.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, last season he was a turkey dust spreader on a tilted world. He thinks that maybe next year they'll be guessing people's weight or barking for the yak woman.
Oh, jeez.
You ever see her?
No.
Yeah, she got these big horns growing right out above her ear. And she's ugly as sin. But a sweet gal and a hell of a good cook.
Can I refill your eggnog for you? Get you something to eat? Drive you out to the middle of nowhere? Leave you for dead?
No, I'm doing just fine, Clark. Glad to be here.
So, when did you get the tenement on wheels?
Oh, that's an RV. I borrowed it off a buddy of mine. He took my house. I took the RV. It's a good looking vehicle, ain't it?
Yeah, it's so nice parked in the driveway.
Yeah, it sure does. But don't you go falling in love with it now, because we're taking it with us when we leave here next month.
Oh man.
Oh
yeah.
man, cousin Eddie, man.
So speaking of advent calendars, I've been on the tour of the beer advent calendar from Costco and the original Kalia company who makes the beer tasting app. I love it. It's a great tradition. Highly recommended to anybody that loves beer, loves German beer. Let myself get behind again. I got 2 that I got to knock out tonight after this. So that'll be my post game that I'm going to have to do upstairs. But the beers have been really good. And shout out to Original Kalia. They sent a message and sent a nice care package. If you haven't seen the video that I posted, Fragile. Have you seen that video?
Did you post it today?
Yesterday, maybe.
I feel okay.
You have to watch it because you like Christmas Story. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But they sent a package of proper beer tasting glasses for the German beers as
Dude,
well.
that's awesome.
A cool metal sign that says like official beer taster or something like that. So that's kind of cool. Just for putting those videos up and tagging them.
That's amazing, man. Hey, I gotta say, like, you know, as we're doing shout outs, it's the end of the year. Like, shout out to you, man. Like, I'm gonna call you, you know, not Beer Dad, but Justin. Like, for everyone listening, no bullshit. Like, Justin, the Beer Dad, has done a lot for the beer community. He's brought a lot of people together that never would have been together, which is like really what beer is all about. And I feel like what this show is all about is bringing like different people together that have, you know, different philosophies, different religions, different political affiliations, whatever, right? That's like been kind of the philosophy of like, hey, beer can bring all these different people together. And I feel like you've really embodied that with the podcast and with, you know, social media and everything. You know, you brought a lot of people together that like wouldn't have necessarily met, wouldn't have been able to share beer together, you know, all through this podcast. So shout out to you, man, just for doing that, man. You really have like, you know, it's a beautiful community, the beer community, the craft beer community. But I feel like you've carved out like a little community of your own, the BeerDad and Brewed community. Whether it's, you know, listeners of the show, people that have been on the show. Yeah, man, like I just I appreciate you and appreciate everybody that's been on the show, and just thank you for creating this little community.
Thanks, brother. Really appreciate it. That's kind of what it's all about, and so it's good to hear. Thank you. You know, I don't really do this for, you know, I know I'm not going to be like, you know, famous or anything by any means, but famous in the beer community is about as good as it gets, and that's really that. And I don't even care about that. I just care about hanging out with people, having, you know, enjoying beers that I don't get to normally try, and, you know, sharing beers with other people, and, you know, hearing different perspectives about, you know, what they think of beer, and, you know, talking to all the brewers and hearing their stories, you know. Not what I really love is hearing, you know, personal stories from the brewers and the owners of the breweries, you know, that really, you know, hit home. And, you know, it's been a fun ride, and I, you know, I hope that we keep it going. And, you know, I appreciate you for coming in and, you know, stepping in and, you know, being an avid listener, and, you know, you fit right in. And so it's been you know, great so far. And, you know, it's also been nice having somebody that can do some of this technology stuff that I was definitely all on my own. So I appreciate that too. Thank you,
dude. It really has been it's really been an honor. Like I know I kind of shared with you when we kind of first were talking, but in my personal life, like I'm such a beer lover and such a beer fan, and I don't have anybody in my personal life that loves beer the way that I do. And I'm such a podcast fan, and I was like, all right, I kind of want to search and find a podcast that might talk about beer or whatever. And obviously, there's a lot of options out there, but um, BeerDad and Brewed podcast was like one of the first ones that I found for whatever reason. And I connected right away with like you and Josh because it was just, there was no like pretentiousness. There was no like consumerism. There was no, it was just like two guys who love beer, who knew a lot about beer and just kind of wanted to share that love with other people who felt the same way that they did. And yeah, man, like listening to the podcast made me feel like I was a part of something that I felt like didn't have or wasn't able to find before.
Right.
Without getting too deep or anything. But yeah, man, like this being able to be a part of this, whether it's as a listener or a participant has meant a lot to me. So just thank you and thank you to Josh and thank you to Brandon and Jimmy, the people who've like really been a part of this, building this from the ground up. Like just thank you, because I think what you guys do is amazing, and you guys make people, whether it's nationally, internationally, feel like, hey, you're not alone, like it's okay to be a beer geek. It's okay to love beer, even if everyone else in your life thinks like, hey, like, like, okay, like you don't need to love beer as much as you do. It's okay that you love beer. It's okay to geek out about beer. And you're not alone. Like, we love you. The BeerDad and Brew podcast is here for you. Jesus Christ, this is like the best part of the movie. Like, I can't.
I know it's hard to talk and not be distracted.
Yeah, but I just want to say thank you, man. It's been such a pleasure, an honor to be a part of this. Yeah, just thank you, man. Thank you for the community you've cultivated.
Thank you. And just kind of continue, going forward and doing the same old. I mean, there's going to be a lot more BeerDad and Brew podcasts, in the future. We've got some plans, and hopefully start putting some stuff together here once the first of the year comes up. Stay tuned for some fundraisers, because we got to go on some trips coming up very shortly.
For sure. I feel like, yeah, that's when this podcast is at its best. Looking back this year, like you and Brandon did so many beautiful trips, especially in like Miami. You guys went hard in Miami. You guys went hard in Houston in the past. Well, you and Josh, went hard in Houston in the past. Like, yeah, I think like 2023 is going to be a beautiful year filled with a bunch of great podcasts, a bunch of great beer.
I hope so. Got some things in the pipeline, some things in the works. Definitely, we'll continue to visit some of our, friends and family, as well as, stopping in at the craft lounge from time to time. And, hopefully Brandon, once he's done with his master's degree, can, come back and be a part of the show. And, we got some traveling that we want to do next year, and hopefully visit a lot of new breweries too as well. We've got several requests, as well as reached out to some of my what I call bucket list breweries. So we're definitely going to go check out some new stuff next year for sure.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah. All right. Should we get into another beer?
Do it. So I've got I'm going to crack this one. This is something that was gifted to me for my birthday, because he knew that I was looking for Christmas beers for the Christmas show. So this is from the Beer Brother. This is a Holiday Hero from Alesmith Brewing Company, San Diego, California. It's an imperial stout, vanilla, chocolate, cacao nibs, and nutmeg.
Ooh.
Got the ugly sweater vibe going on.
From Alesmith. Okay.
So Alesmith, they make the Speedway Stout. Also the 394 Pale Ale, one of my favorite, like kind of everyday drinking beers. Cheers to these guys.
Yeah, I've had a few different variations of the Speedway Stout. I have to say my favorite has been the Mexican chocolate. But for anybody out there, if you have access, if you find a Speedway stout, any of the variations, it's worth it. Wow. I'm gonna crack into, and I know I sent you a picture of this, and I wish we could share it together. Bart Griswold, from Brewery X out in Anaheim, a city that we both love, and we've hit a lot of the breweries out there. Shout out to Anaheim. Have you had a chance to try the Bart Griswold?
I have not had Bart Griswold.
Oh man, I hate cracking this without you.
That's okay. I got a premium beer here in front of me.
We'll do a Bart Griswold next year together.
So this Alesmith Holiday Hero, when you the aroma, it definitely smells like nutmeg. You can smell those spices. I'm trying to see a little bit of the cacao nibs.
Oh, wait, we got to turn it up for this.
Oh yeah, perfect segue.
With the cacao nibs.
Cacao nibs. And shitter was full. That's great.
I have this horrible suspicion.
With the polka Christmas music going on in the background. He's got his crazy hat on.
Merry Christmas. Yeah. Man. Okay, I'm sorry. I cut you off.
No, you're good. That's that part warrants being cut off because that's one of the essential scenes of the movie. Holiday inspired for sure on this stout. The nutmeg is heavy. The spices are heavy on this. So if that's your thing, you're gonna like this. Chocolate's a little bit more subdued, more on the cacao nib side, kind of like what I like. I don't like that really thick, like sugary chocolate taste. I like that bitter chocolate taste in my stouts. So they did good on that. It's a pretty good beer.
Damn. All right. First of all, I just want to shout out to my glass because this is a glass I'm very proud of. I procured this. Yeah, it's a beautiful glass. Procured this at Institution Ale Company in Camarillo, California. They also have a location in Santa Barbara. It's a great place. Their beer is outstanding, but their pizza is next level. So anybody that wants to have like a little good nosh while they're drinking some really, really good beer and they find themselves in Camarillo, California or Santa Barbara, California, Institution Ale Company is your place. But anyway, that's where I got this mug. But the beer comes from Brewery X in Anaheim, and it is a white chocolate peppermint bark stout. It's excellent. It really hits that promise of, you know, what it kind of says on the can.
It kind of tastes like those white chocolate peppermint barks that you get. Like
exactly. The white chocolate peppermint bark, or like even like those little, like, if anyone's been to like Trader Joe's this year, like, and got those like pretzels with the white chocolate and the peppermint crush on top, kind of tastes like that. Really, really good. I wouldn't, and you can find this beer at Trader Joe's. That's where I got it, at least down here in SoCal, in my area. I wouldn't recommend this beer to anybody that doesn't like a white chocolate peppermint vibe. But if you do like that, this beer is for you.
So for all those Starbucks heads that enjoy the peppermint mochas,
Exactly. Exactly. This is like a boozy white chocolate peppermint mocha.
as they say, that's the silver tuna. Have you seen that yet?
No.
No? We watched it last night. So we got Home Alone 1 in. What else did I think we watched? Rudolph, like the old claymation Rudolph.
Yeah.
I think they're watching Frosty the Snowman right now. We still got Home Alone 2, Christmas Vacation, which we're watching now, so I'm gonna watch it again. I'm gonna sneak Elf in this year. The wife's not a big Will Ferrell fan, but I love that movie. We watch typical oh gosh, what's the movie? It's a Wonderful Life.
Class.
White Christmas with Bing Crosby. All those classics we usually try to fit in within the next couple days. So got some movie watching to do.
Yeah. Hey, with the weather coming up, I mean, it's probably going to be the best way to spend your time. And Alesmith is San Diego?
Yeah, so San Diego, California on Alesmith Court, not too far from where I was at Ballast Point. Probably like within a half mile of each other. Really nice brewery, really nice. I'd love to do a podcast down there one of these days, and it's on the list for sure. What the heck was that? I thought I said, because it's past 10 o'clock now. She can get in there.
Does Alesmith have a couple of locations, or it's just one location?
As far as I know, just that one location there in Miramar.
Okay,
it's large. It's a huge, like 2-story facility, brewing facility, as well as
okay.
Bring in food trucks, stuff like that. A lot of special events and stuff going in there. And what's really cool, myself, I'm a Padre fan, and they've done collaborations with the Gwynn family. So they have the 394 Pale Ale and Hazy Ale, but they have a whole Tony Gwynn museum in the brewery, and it's like legit. I mean, really cool. Like from his early days throughout his whole career, definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, man. It's tough when you go to San Diego because you have such a wealth of options.
Oh yeah, I mean, somebody just asked me the other day. They said they were coming to town, and they said, "Yeah, can you hear that dinging going on? Did you hear that?"
It's the way 30 years ago. I want you to say that.
So, anyways, but somebody just asked me the other day. They said they were coming to town. Where should they go? And I was like, "Oh God, dude,
Yeah,
I need a few days."
I don't know how you choose. I heard a few years ago that the craft beer capital of the world, or I shouldn't say of the world, nationally, like the national craft beer capital was Bend, Oregon. That was like, it had like the highest rated breweries per capita or whatever. And I went to Bend and I had a great time, and there's incredible beer in Bend, Oregon. But San Diego,
it's hard
San
to touch
Diego.
San Diego. I mean,
There's nothing that could touch. Yeah, I mean, the sheer amount of breweries, whoa, look at that turkey. The the quality and the quantity is just incredible.
Yeah. It's one of those things where, like I say, you need a few days because you kind of have to, you can't just be like, okay, go here, go here, go here, go here. You have to strategize about it and be more efficient with your time, because I know it's expensive to travel. So whenever I recommend things for people to do is I'll tell them, okay, all right, so let's start here. Like, okay, how many days do you have? Okay, so let's say you have 4 days, and not counting your travel days. So let's say you get yourself a hotel, and let's say you start in North County. And so you go in a hotel in North County and you hit up all the breweries up in North County first. So North County, San Diego, you're going to have Belching Beaver. You're going to have Wild Barrel. You're going to have Lost Abbey, Port Brewing, Pizza Port. There's also a now a Pure Project up there. There's a ton of breweries up in North County over in Escondido. So you could probably hit where you're not having to drive too much, probably about 8 to 10 breweries if you wanted to in one day. If you wanted to keep it simple, more like 5 or 6, all in a general area. And so that's one day. I mean, you could literally spend 2 or 3 days up there if you really wanted to.
Oh yeah.
But just hit the basics. Obviously, Stone World Bistro. That's the other one. I almost forgot about that in Escondido. I know some people don't like them because they're Big Beverage owned by Sapporo now, but they're the OG. You have to go there. And the World Bistro Gardens is ridiculous. So something worth checking out. So you're done with North County, and then you're going to want to move yourself down to what I like to call the Mecca of craft beer, the Mira Mesa, Miramar area. And so, we've been there. You've been to Harlan Brewing. That's one of the.
Yeah. Hey, I know a guy from that area as well.
Yeah, we might know somebody from that area, the Mecca. So Harlan Brewing, and then you make your way into Miramar, and you got Pure Project. You got who I'm drinking right now, Alesmith. You've got Ballast Point, Duckfoot Brewing. So many breweries in that area. So that's another whole day. So get yourself a little hotel in Miramar, set yourself up straight. Or where did we stay? I think we stayed in Scripps Ranch.
Yeah, Scripps. Yeah, Scripps Ranch location. We had the great fortune of getting to go hang out with the Harlan Brewing guys out there. That's the OG location. Yeah, man. Like the BeerDad said. Yeah, great breweries out there, Harlan. But okay, keep going.
Yeah, keep going. So that's your next stop. And so then the next day, I would say head out to East County, which is where I wasn't allowed to go when I was a kid. It's a lot safer these days. Anything in San Diego has changed since I was a kid. You got a lot of good breweries out in Santee, Pacific Islander Brewing, BNS Brewing, El Cajon. You have Creative Creature, which is one of my favorites. Burning Beard Brewing out there. So you're going to hit about 5 or 6 breweries in East County, and so call it a day out there, and some really good food, good eating out there too. And then I feel like you need another day in North Park. You get out to North Park, you got North Park Brewing, or North Park Beer Company. You got Seek, which is another big one that we all love. Shout out to Dave, shout out to Randon down at Seek Beer Company. We're going to be doing a podcast with them sooner rather than later. And then so you got Seek, you got North Park. There's another Pure Project there. There's another Belching Beaver there. Horror House. There's just several breweries all within that area. Original 40, which is another one of my faves because I love their Crispy Boy that they have. But yeah, that's one area. And then I think you need like maybe 1 or 2 more days, because then if you go one more day, go down to the Gas Lamp area, which is a nice party area, lots of good eating, good places to walk around. But that Petco Park area, just did a beer crawl for my brother's diaper party, and we hit 7 or 8 breweries, and there's probably another 3 or 4 that we couldn't even get to, but they're all within walking distance in the same area. So stay in the Gas Lamp party, eat, do that, hit all the breweries, go to a Padre game if they're playing, go Padres. And then you got South Bay breweries that you could do a whole nother day on. I mean, literally, we're talking shit. Give yourself 10 days. Take a 10-day San Diego craft beer vacation, and the BeerDad will set you up straight. I'll even map it out for you. And the only thing I ask for you is just to tell me how much fun you had. I have no problem doing that for you. So hit my DMs if you're going out there, and I'll make my vacation recommendations.
Yeah, and rank the breweries as you go along, and let us know what beers you had at each brewery, so we can, kind of compare notes. And when we go out there, try the beers as well. And just because we brought up Bend, Oregon, I want to say, if you're in Bend, Oregon, there's a lot of great breweries out there. But if you're passing through, or you have a limited amount of time to spend, whatever it is, I want to give the top 2 breweries in Bend, Oregon. Number one is Boneyard Beer Company.
Okay, heard of them.
Incredible IPAs. All their beers are great, but their IPAs are outstanding, unbelievable, and really cool decor too. It's like it's got like this really cool like punk rock vibe to it. And then after you go for like, you know, a couple of beers at Boneyard, take yourself over to Monkless.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Monkless Ale. I think it's Monkless Ale Company, Monkless
Aleworks,
Belgian
maybe?
Ales, something like that. Yeah. Really good Belgian variations of a bunch of your favorite style of beers. You know, they have Belgian IPAs, Belgian stouts. It's Belgian everything. They brew incredible food, incredible beer of tons of different variations, and they have really good food too. Really, really good restaurant as well. Yeah. So Monkless and Boneyard, if you're in the Bend, Oregon area.
I like that. I like those recommendations. I actually have, believe it or not, Beer Dad's got some family, like blood relatives in Bend, Oregon. So
Oh yeah.
good to know. You have to hit up old cousin Scott up there. He's still up there, and my uncle Ernie, who passed away, he was kind of big in the town there. He was a teacher, and kind of, I don't know if he's on city council, but he was like the, what do they call that? The grand marshal of a parade one year. And I'm gonna crack this next one.
Yeah, what you got going for the next one?
Well, I feel like we've been too nice because we started off naughty with naughty sauce, and I think that going along that theme is, I think we need to get naughty again, because I'm going to do some naughty by Mason L Works. It's a hot chocolate stout with cacao and marshmallow fluff.
Woo. Man, it's the marshmallow fluff, like, because you can buy the fluff, right? Like I mean,
you can. I mean, it's like literally like melted marshmallow if you want to be technical. The kids like to put it on their peanut butter sandwiches every once in a while when I'm not like being mean dad.
Let me see what I got here. Got 2 beers left. I'm trying to decide.
That there, Clark, is the gift that keeps on giving. It's the Jelly of the Month Club.
Membership in the Jelly of the Month Club.
Clark, that's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
Yeah.
That it is, Edward. That it is indeed.
God damn it. Shit. Fucking
This isn't the biggest bag over the head punch in the face I ever got. God damn it!
I love this part. It's good. It's good. Good.
It just needs a little eggnog. Just needs a little eggnog.
You know what's funny? I didn't like eggnog until I really started watching this movie a lot, and I'm like, it looks so good. And then I started drinking it, and I liked it.
Yeah, it takes the right mixture. You got to get the right amount of booze and the right amount of. I guess as a kid, you shouldn't have the booze.
I want to brought this happy holiday slumber over there on Melody Lane with all the other rich people. And I want to brought right here.
Right here.
He's living on his head. And I want to look him straight in the eye. And I want to tell him what a cheap, lying,
Yes.
rotten, fourth-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotted-ass, worm-headed sack of lucky shit he is. Hallelujah!
Holy shit. Where's the time?
Where's the time?
God, I love it. And Cousin Eddie's off to honor that.
Oh yeah, he's gonna do Clark right, man. Chevy Chase, what an OG.
Ooh, naughty's so good. How can he be so naughty but yet be so good? Mason Ale Works.
Man, I have a Dude Where's My Sleigh from
Yes.
Flash.
And then
And then I have something that has been featured on the Beer Dad and Brewed podcast before, I believe on the last holiday episode. Santa Sleigh's Maple Glaze Pecan Stout from
Crowns and Hops.
Crowns and Hops.
That it has. Shout out to Tio over there in Crowns and Hops. That man is a machine. Definitely started an empire over there, and I'm looking forward to their brick and mortar opening, which is like literally right down the street from SoFi Stadium.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Crowns and Hops out in Inglewood, California. Like the Beer Dad was saying. Man, I don't know. They I think they've had a bit of a delay, as I would imagine, a lot of tap rooms do, but because they were going to open like, because I went to this event out at a brewery called Three Weavers, which is also out in Inglewood. Great brewery. Shout out to Three Weavers. And Crowns and Hops did a couple events over there. And I talked to a few folks from Crowns and Hops, and they said, yeah, we're opening for Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure it was 2021. Yeah. Anyway, I realize, shit gets delayed and there's a lot of complications, but yeah, like you were saying, hopefully they open soon.
Right.
Their beer, especially in like the Los Angeles area, even SoCal area, has really, really, really made an impact for new brewery. They're all, Black owned and operated, which is a beautiful thing. Shout out to them. They make just really incredible beer.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I just love that they're just so passionate about the industry and beer itself. To show, like you said, being Black owned and operated, it's really cool because there's been so much, new diversity into the craft beer industry in the last, probably, I'd say 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
It's really cool because as a beer lover, I don't even use the word connoisseur, just beer lover, it's provided me so many new venues and opportunities of different palettes that haven't been there before. And Crowns and Hops is a great example. The beer that they make and the passion that they put behind the beer. Stuff like when they make like their pie beers and stuff. Shout out to their grandma and her cooking and stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff that was really lacking in the industry, and it's finally really coming through and through all walks of life. And that's what's really cool to see in this industry.
Man. That Gosha that they did, which I think is what you're referring to. The Gosha is like Mama's key lime pie. Yeah. That was amazing. Amazing, man. But like, yeah, man, I feel like that's really what this podcast has been all about. You know what I mean? Is like beer has the ability to bring disparate people together.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, there's so many, so many different walks of life that, have come into the industry. And, like I said, I just love, one of my favorite things is to go to a brewery, go to a tap room, go to a bottle shop, and just be at a large table with people that I don't even know from all different walks of life. It doesn't matter who they voted for, who they root for, it didn't matter. We're talking beer and we're enjoying each other's company. And I just think, I feel like if there is a cure for world peace, it's got to be through beer, because I've seen it. I've seen people that, like you said before, maybe wouldn't even have talked to each other in normal life, but sit down and have beers together, like Josh and I, two polar opposites in terms of our personal beliefs, religious beliefs, stuff like that. But we were damn good friends, and it was all over beer. We never really griped with each other, fought with each other, or anything like that. And, it was always the passion that we both had, with him with brewing. He taught me how to brew. And it was always his personal challenge when, somebody said, well, I don't really care for beer. He would love to find a beer that they would like. And I've kind of shined through myself, when someone says I don't like beer, oh man, it's like a challenge. I love it. I eat it up. And, it's one of those things where I love hanging with all different walks of life, and you get to talk to people, like I said, that you wouldn't normally talk to, and come to find out that you might have more in common than you think. Yeah, sure, maybe we didn't vote for the same person, or maybe we go to two different churches, right? You go to a synagogue and I go to a church, or whatever the case may be, but it doesn't matter, right? Who cares, right? That's what you on your personal time. But right now we're talking beer and we're having a good time and enjoying each other's companies.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah, man.
And I love this beer, this naughty beer from Mason Ale Works. You're gonna love it when I give you this can, because
I can't wait to try it.
It literally tastes like a s'mores beer. The fluff is perfect at the end. Chocolatey. It's not overly thick like some of the stouts, and it's not like a barrel aged stout or pastry stout or anything like that. But it's not overly sweet, but it's sweet where it counts. That marshmallow note at the end really kind of adds the sweetness. Cacao nibs really give you that chocolate, bold, bitter flavor. I like it. It's good stuff.
Do you feel like it hits the hot chocolate vibe? Because
yeah,
I feel like it's because it's easy to hit the chocolate note, right? But like hot chocolate is a little bit more like
different flavor.
Specific. Yeah.
Different flavor. So they definitely did a good job with this one. So highly recommended. Costco will have them even after Christmas, I'm sure, until they're sold out. But it's a nice little variety pack where you get half the box is naughty and the other half is nice. So, and two different beers. So said the naughty was good, and highly recommended.
Yeah. Hey, which one should I crack, man? I can't decide. I wish we could get like a fan poll going. Right. Should I get a Do Where's My Sleigh or a Santa Sleighs? What do you think?
I'm gonna say Santa Sleighs.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
You got it. Good recommendation.
That's a good beer. I'm glad that they.
I know it's so good, man. It's so good. All right, here's for the sound creeps. 1, 2, 3.
Nice.
So good.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, man.
That's absolutely beautiful.
So good, man. I can't wait till they open. Like, we gotta try and hit them up.
Yeah.
The show over there for sure.
That'd be great. Just chopping up beer and tasting, a lot of their, different beers that they have that are amazing, and hearing the story, we've heard it, but some of our listeners might not have heard it, and just cool people and cool vibes, and definitely much needed adrenaline kick into the industry by those folks, proudly carried at the Craft Lounge, Crowns and Hops.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Like, just beautiful. They've aside from brewing incredible beer, like really outstanding beer, just props to them for bringing like so much needed representation to the industry, and just bringing like different voice, different culture, different vibe to the brewing industry. So shout out to Crowns and Hops, man.
Cheers. Cousin Eddie brought back the boss.
Where's the phone? I'm calling the police.
Just hold your wine there, fella. Clark had nothing to do with this. This here was my idea.
All right, he's still fired, and you are going to jail.
Oh no, Eddie, it was my fault. I lost my temper when I got my bonus. I guess I said a few things I shouldn't have.
Bonus? How did you get a bonus? I cut out bonuses this year.
Yeah. Thanks for telling us. I was expecting a check. Instead, I got enrolled in a jelly club. 17 years with the company. I've gotten a Christmas bonus every year but this one. You don't want to give bonuses, fine. But when people count on them as part of their salary, well, what you did...
Or to build a swimming pool.
Sucks.
The nod of approval from Russ.
Cousin-in-law whose heart is bigger than his brain. I appreciate that, Carter. I'm more than happy to take a rap on this. On behalf of myself and on behalf of every other employee you rear-ended this Christmas.
The stare of the old people.
Look, sometimes things look good on paper, but lose their luster when you see how it affects real folks. I guess a healthy bottom line doesn't mean much. If to get it, you have to hurt the ones you depend on. It's people that make the difference. Little people like you. So, Carl, whatever you got last year, add 20%.
Love it. And here comes a SWAT team. But hey, this is a lesson. Listen, the beer dad's going to get serious here, but this is a lesson for all you CEOs, presidents, VPs, general managers, people that are in a power decision-making capacity for a company. Regardless of if your employees celebrate Christmas or not, it's still the holiday season. It's the end of the year. Your employees are an extension of you, and they deserve to be treated accordingly. And you're really good employees if you take care of them at the end of the year with some kind of Christmas bonus, Christmas party, whatever it is. You know, I know that some companies can't afford much, but let me tell you something. The hardest of workers, when you do something to honor them at the end of the year, whether it be in bonus form, Christmas party form, appreciation day, whatever it is, it goes miles, and you keep the best people. So take care of your employees during the holiday season, please. Don't be Mr. Scrooge. You don't want to, in the middle of the night, be woken up out of your bed by a crazy guy with a metal plate in his head driving an old beat up RV where he kidnaps you out of your nice warm home and takes you somewhere. Please learn your lesson from Cousin Eddie and Christmas Vacation. Take care of your employees in the holidays.
Well said, man. Well said.
I mean, it's true. I can think of all the things throughout my years, different places that I've worked, where even small tokens of a card with like a gift card, or, you know, and on the card is handwritten by someone in a higher level in the company with actual words appreciating the work that you've done for the year. You know, it goes miles. You know, Christmas parties that I've gone to, I've won raffle prizes at Christmas parties. I got lucky for some reason. I've got 2 televisions, one from working at one place and one where I'm at now at different Christmas parties. So it's been nice. I guess I got luck there, but those kinds of things, they're like, I love them. You know, there's always employees that complain, it's Christmas, but I'm telling you, it goes a long ways. People look forward to that kind of thing. And, you know, like in Clark's case, he was looking forward to his bonus that he got every year. Put a pool.
Yeah.
The CEO got a little shisty and thought, I'm going to save money on my bottom line this year. And it's like, nope. Because I'll tell you, for everyone listening that own companies, breweries, tap rooms and bottle shops, all these, you know, people that listen to the show, and then just people in regular industry as well. You take care of these employees. Yeah, it costs you money at the end of the year, but, you know, there's things called tax write-offs. But also think about this. When your employees are happy and motivated and they're like, God, dude, my CEO took care of us this year. Guess what happens that following year? They're more productive because they look forward to that bonus that next year. So they're like, if I do an even better job, I wonder what happens this year. And so now I'm looking at more profits and a better run company. And it's not going to happen overnight, but take care of your employees. I guarantee you'll see some change.
No, for sure.
I'm off my
Couldn't-
soapbox.
No, couldn't have said it better, man. I mean, you got to take care of the people that work for you, you know? Like, it's unfortunate that it's not enough of a priority
Yeah.
for a lot of companies.
It's
And,
not, you know, I've seen it, you know, even with like, say, my wife's company that she works for. They used to do this big, huge, amazing Christmas party. And they didn't get Christmas bonuses, but this Christmas party was their bonus. And they stopped doing it. And there were people like my wife who looked forward to it. I mean, it was fun. I mean, they would a ballroom rented out at like the casino and DJ and food, and they would give away raffle prizes and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. And then that started going away. And then it started going to like where it was just an employee only luncheon, which was, hey, this was nice. People got gifts. That went away. And then pandemic happened, and it's like, we're not doing anything. And not even a gift card or a thank you or anything like that. You know, and not to say my wife's not a hard worker, but it definitely it's a big difference, you know.
yeah, of course.
You know, there's some people that look forward to or they rely on those bonuses to buy Christmas presents. So
Just a reminder out there, to all the big guys out there, don't forget about the little guys. They need a little something.
that's right. Big beverage, stay away from my local independently owned craft breweries. So the movie is coming to an end here. So I'm gonna crack my last beer, which is nice. That's a good way to end it, I think.
Well, if you're gonna start naughty, it's probably a good way to end not only the show but end the year and the last BeerDad and Brewed podcast of 2022
Yeah.
with a nice,
Yeah, man. Here we go.
beautiful.
Oh. So nice little Westie.
Yeah,
Nice and clear, crisp, nice white head. Very, very piney on the aroma. Says here it's a piney holiday inspired double dry hopped IPA. Coming in at 7%. I like that.
Wow.
Little West Coast action here for all our friends here on the West Side.
yeah.
Had to do it since we had, you know, Christmas time in Hollis, Queens opening the show.
And this one is also this series from Alesmith, right?
This is Mason Ale Works.
Sorry, Mason. My bad.
But I did have Alesmith earlier, but the
Right.
Naughty and Nice series is Mason Ale Works. Easy to get those tongue twisted.
Right. My bad. Sorry, man.
Yeah, this is different. It's I'm trying to describe it in the best way without offending anybody. West Coast IPA, and I took a sniff off the Christmas tree, the real one, and I stirred it in my West Coast IPA. This
Okay.
is what I'm tasting.
Okay. I mean, that's all you'd want from your Christmas IPA, you know? Like, yeah. That sounds amazing.
It's good. It kind of actually reminds me, and I don't remember which Christmas episode, if it was the first one or if it was last year or the year. I don't even know. I think this is the third or the fourth.
I
But
feel like, yeah. Third, yeah. Okay, yeah. Anyway.
so I want to say that the first one, we had a beer from Spindle Tap Brewing in the Houston area, sent by Drake, our good friend. Another shout out. I almost forgot about Drake. We love you, buddy.
Wow. Yeah.
Ricky and
Shout out
Drake.
to Drake, man.
Yeah.
Bro, man.
Big part of the podcast, because if it wasn't for Drake, we would have never gone to Houston. We would have never met Marcus from Baba Brew House.
Wow.
Yeah. So Drake and Vicky, Spindle Tap, it was like a Christmas tree beer. And it was like they didn't use any hops. They used Christmas trees, spruce trees, if I'm not mistaken. And this is it's giving me those vibes.
Okay.
So,
Hey,
not for everybody, but for people that like unique and interesting beer experiences, this is the one.
yeah. It sounds amazing, man. I mean, what more could you want from like Christmas IPA? Like,
Right? And it's nice.
very nice.
Gotta get on the nice list.
I am not naughty. I am nice.
Right.
Nice. Hey, do you have like a favorite podcast moment of the year, or even if it's not podcast, just like favorite like beer community moment of the year, something you experienced that just like touched you, moved you, like reminded you of like why the beer community is such an amazing, special place?
There's a lot I think that's gone on over the last year, and it's hard to put a finger on my favorite, but one of the things that I can say that really, you're talking about bringing people together and stuff like that. After Kunkel Fest, so obviously the act of Kunkel Fest, amazing, everything that we're able to do with that, and again, shout out to Jimmy for hosting there at the Craft Lounge. But it's been really, really cool to see all the breweries that were involved in Kunkel Fest have now gotten together and done collabs together. And I just think that's really cool.
Yeah.
In fact, literally, I think today or yesterday, Solaris released a collab with Seek Beer, and it looks really good. It's, I believe, a cold IPA. And I think that's really cool. That right there, Josh was not a very, somebody that liked to be out out front and center and, talked about or anything like that. But something that he would really like to see would be those brewers all getting together and brewing together and, just coming together, breweries that maybe never had talked to each other before until they met each other at Kunkel Fest. I mean, it was kind of like a bonding, almost like just a big beer share bonfire kind of thing. Like Arrowhead Brewing, did stuff with Kings and vice versa, and Oscars Brewing, and all the guys are getting together, Solaris and Seek, and it's just really cool to see. So I kind of dug that. I don't think it, I'm not the reason behind it, but I'd like to say that Kunkel Fest brought everybody together.
No, that's beautiful, man. Like, not only the podcast made that happen, but Josh made that happen. And yeah, that's a great memory to share. And one that I know will be continued year after year after year, and will only get bigger and bigger and bigger in Josh's memory.
I hope so. I really do. I think that there's definitely possibility for expansion and larger and bigger every year. So I'd like to think that, we have an opportunity to do something very special in Josh's name to continue that tradition. So, I mean, amongst all kinds of other things that we did over the year,
Yeah.
bringing you on and getting to go to some new breweries that we hadn't done shows with before. Harland was one of my bucket list breweries. It was really cool to sit down with Ryan and Nick, and they took care of us and hear their story. It was really cool. Very popular episode for us as far as downloads go, which is not surprising.
Yeah.
And then Noble Ale Works. I was gonna say, meeting the guys, Noble Ale Works, they're cool people. And, we've done a lot this year, gone all over the place, and hopefully that continues and goes through into 23, as well as some travel dates that we are going to plan here shortly.
I think it totally will, man. Like, yeah, I just want to shout out again. I know I've said it on the show before, but the Bottle Logic episode in Anaheim that you and Brandon did was beautiful. Yeah, just so much insight in that episode.
Lindsay is amazing. Probably, I mean, not to crush any egos, but probably one of the most knowledgeable people in the beer industry when it comes to beer and brewing and all that kind of stuff. And
Also,
she's not even the brewer.
I know, man.
But
Yeah.
she might as well be, because I'm telling you right now, Bottle Logic has someone special, and they better not ever let her go anywhere.
They're so lucky to have her. And also, like, Pure Projects was Prison Pals was like an amazing episode. Like, hearing from those dudes, hearing their story was just amazing. And like,
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, coming up from Argentina and starting a new life here in the United States to follow the American dream, as like they say, to escape their prison of their country.
right.
I mean, there's a lot of beauty down in Argentina. You know, it's their culture and everything. And hey, Argentina won the World Cup recently, and
Shout
you know
out.
they were excited about that. But you know, for them, it was you know, owning a business is not a thing down in Argentina. Just the way that their government works and everything, it's very strict and you know, communist type, you know, environment. And they were able to, as they say, escape their prison and come here and start the American dream and start Prison Pals, get a bunch of guys together from Argentina and say, let's do this. And it's just a really cool story to hear from Juan and Diego. So it's a cool episode if you haven't listened to it.
Yeah, definitely listen to it. And you know, happy holidays, happy new year to Juan and Diego. That was a great episode. And I'll tell you, you know, I've loved every episode that I've been a part of, but my personal favorite was when we went to King's Brewing Company out in Rancho Cucamonga, California. I love that brewery. I love the people that work there. The beer there is just on a whole nother level. And yeah, I can't wait to go back there.
Yeah, you got that right. You know, Jeremiah and his family have definitely done a good job there with both King's Brewing and KBC Lager House, and it was fun being there for Oktoberfest. And you know, shout out to everything Jeremiah's done for the show and been a part of. You know, consider them family as well, and you know, wishing them nothing but success in their future endeavors as well. They've got some stuff, you know, coming up. I mean, Jeremiah's one of those guys. The wheels are always turning. Always got some up the sleeve to continue and better his business and his profile. And he's definitely doing those things. And you know, it started with the, you know, KBC Lager House, you know, helping his son with the Reunion LA shoe place that's next door to King's Brewing. And you know, he's got all the Froze Exotics candies and different things that he's doing, and always got something new coming up. And I know there's some things down the pipeline that you know, I don't think he's ready to talk about, but it's going to be cool there at King. So we'll definitely be hopping back in there in the future as well. But and I'm sad to hear Logan left King's Brewing.
Oh wow.
But on good terms. He's just trying to get back because he's not from California. And so now he is back in North Carolina for Bramari Brewing. So cheers to him, and we'll be talking to him in the future as well.
For sure. Man, I know Bramari has been something that's been featured on the show, and has got quite the legend behind it. Yeah, man. Jeremiah, like, you know, I rolled up to King's. All I had to say was, yo, I'm with the BeerDad and Brewed podcast. Jeremiah, like, took care of me like I was an old friend. He gave us beer, and his hospitality was unmatched. So just shout out to Jeremiah, the whole operation, that him and, you know, his family, because it's a family operation out there in Rancho Cucamonga. Shout out to Jeremiah and everybody out there. yeah, just appreciate everything you're doing and incredible beer that you guys are brewing out there. Yeah, much love to you guys.
Awesome. And cheers to everybody that's been a part of the BeerDad and Brewed podcast all year long. We thank you for listening to the show, following the show, interacting with us on social media. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here, because when Josh and I started this silly old thing, it was like, hey, let's just do what we normally do, which is have beer shares and bullshit and have a good time. See if anybody listens to it. And then it took off. And, we by no means are the Joe Rogans of the beer industry, but we like to think that we do good things for the beer industry. And, we definitely appreciate everybody that's been a part of our show. And again, our listeners are a big part of that, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be doing these things. So thank you, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody.
For sure. Yeah. I don't know what else to say other than Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, and 2023 is going to be an amazing year for the BeerDad and Brewed podcast.
Going to be a great year, and like I said, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, cheers to the new year, cheers to the BeerDad and Brewed community, followers, listeners, everyone that's been a part of the show, all the brewers, owners that have joined us and opened their homes to us. Thank you. Cheers to our future endeavors. And we can't end the year without letting Grandma have her say, right?
Yeah, Grandma, she was like, hey, you and Justin, you and the Beer Dad, you're not going to be together. Who do I go with? And I said, well, you got to go with the Beer Dad. And she's like, well, but I care about you too. And I said, well, okay, all right, then you can come with me. She said, well, what about the Beer Dad? So anyway, we figured out a way to make her present here with both me and with the Beer Dad. And yeah, we got her here.
Absolutely. So here she is. Brandon, cheers. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
Merry Christmas, brother.
Yeah. Cheers, brother. All right, Grandma, take us home.
They also practice by drinking the urine of a ram.
The what?
They drink ram's piss.
Because of the pH balance?
No, because if you can drink ram's piss, fuck, you can drink almost anything.
She said fuck.
What is the malted liquor? What gets you drunker quicker? What comes in bottles or in cans? Beer. Can't get enough of it. Beer. How we really love it. Beer. Makes me think I'm a man. Beer. I could kiss and hug it, but I'd rather chug it. Fill my belly out to here. Beer. I could not refuse it. I could really use it. Beer, beer, beer. Beer, 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 beer. I can't remember how much I have had. I drank a 12-pack with my dad.